well, she slaps. I've actually never tried slapping before, so I'm sure that was awful. So what's going on, guys? Today I am going to attempt to do a video on my bass guitar here. I primarily do guitar content. I do occasionally do stuff with the bass, but again, I am primarily a guitar player. So this bass is an Epiphone EB-3. I have actually had this bass longer than either of the electrics I have right now. I think I've had this for about 5 years, and I literally bought it just because I was getting into songwriting and needed a bass to record songs with. I didn't look for anything specific. I didn't go out there trying to find anything specific. I just needed a bass, and I thought that this one looked kind of cool with its red stained wood. You can kind of still see the grain in. I thought the SG shape was kind of cool to see on it, and those are about the only considerations I made. And something that strikes me whenever I pick this up, and I'm going to move the camera here, you can see this, but is just the scale of comparing a bass to like a regular guitar. Like, these tuning knobs are enormous. You got these bridge cables on here that are the strings. I think this is a 0.045 to 0.105, which in guitar terms is just massive. I mean, obviously this is actually a different instrument, and that was something I was kind of curious about when I first started playing this. If you don't really notice the proportions, like the incredibly long neck, the fact there's only one pickup, or the size of the strings, it is basically structured like an electric guitar. So I was curious how well, me being a guitarist, the skills would translate. And it actually does translate quite a bit. It's basically just having, you know, the lower 4 strings of the guitar. And this is currently tuned to B standard, by the way. That pattern will work just about as well on a guitar. Obviously, there are techniques to using a bass, like the horrible slapping attempt that I made in the intro. You know, there's actual technique to that can make it sound good. But if you just want to play a bass, you know, if you want to underlay backing tracks or songs that you're writing, you can pretty much just use what you know about a guitar. And I don't know a ton of songs on bass. I did learn one that was kind of hard, just so that I could say I knew like a song that's more associated with bass than guitar, and that's Hysteria by Muse. It actually is a pretty fun song to play. It definitely kind of helped me learn the subtle differences, the spacing of larger strings and that kind of thing, because you do have to adjust your fingering a little bit. One interesting thing about the bass is that it is, at this point, the only instrument that I don't record using direct input. I still record it directly through my amplifier. I'm not sure why it sounds better to me, but it kind of just does. A lot of times the bass can be a really fun part of a song to record. Like, on average, I think the bass is definitely easier to play and have it sound good than a guitar is. So after you've been kind of grinding away trying to make the guitar perfect on a cover video, it can kind of be fun to just jam around on the same patterns on a bass. And I'm sure this is against some kind of rule, but I do use a pick instead of my fingers. I know the primary difference, at least when recording, that you would hear between fingers and a pick is you'd hear the plastic of the pick hitting the string a little bit more, but I try and manage that and not just wail on it too hard, and it seems to work out okay. Something different from a guitar. It can really be a fun instrument to just jam on and come up with riffs and patterns. It's been a really good instrument to have. It definitely wasn't expensive by any means. It was one of the cheapest basses I think the guitar store had at the time, and I have had no problems with it. I don't really feel the need to upgrade or replace it for any reason. So it's pretty much here to stay. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.